Good evening, folks. Back on P99. Thanks, Anonymous. Alright, let's see if we can level this bastard. Are they what? Probably. Oh, you son of a bitch. Oh, I'm sorry, hold on. Forgot to switch over from last night. There we go. I just blasted myself, how about that? Still primarily killing spiders because I need the silks. But more worried about leveling tonight. Ah, shit, I killed him inside the log. Damn it. Stand still, you bastard. Okay, couldn't tell if the underscore was in there. I think that's right. That must have been an empty corpse. Yeah, must have been an empty one. lift med up for a few, shall we? So how's everyone doing tonight? It's a little dark in here. I didn't turn the overhead light on yet. Oh, I have to sneeze. Working on a Unity project. What's that? What are you working on? Oh, excuse me. Oh, nice. I wish I'd taken the time to learn how to code back in the day. What's going on, Hot? Oh, you are? Oh, more spiders over here. Oh, nice. Good deal. Yeah, you're really gonna notice an improvement. Haste is good for a monk. I mean, haste is good for anybody, but really good for a monk. Almost like it was made for a monk. Come on, climb the damn wall. What's wrong with you? Everquest never quite figured out how to do shadows. Same thing happens on the live servers too. It's always weird shadow placement. Comes in handy in dungeons though. Lets you see what's on the other side. Or at least gives you a rough idea what's on the other side of a wall or whatever. Oh, I have to sneeze. Yeah, I think I've killed all the spiders in the zone. No, I don't want a damn snake. Guy didn't even call out camp check. Can you imagine? Can't wait till we can kill some real spiders. I should just wait until that. I should just focus on leveling right now and wait till I'm higher, kill the crag spiders. Maybe get some stuff, some gear. There just isn't any. Not in the area, at least. What are you gonna do? Ooh, I can go over to Befallen. Let's do that. We're going to Befallen. That's close by. Relatively speaking. think 6 is okay to go to Befallen. Don't get any new spells till level 8, so we got some time to kill. Be a long run. I'd like to know who made this path. Some drunken dark elf. One of the perks of being agnostic, you don't get murdered by everybody. They may not like you too much, but they're not going to kill you. Yeah, there are literally no. Gear quests in Ariak for low levels. None. Unless they're just not listed on here. Got the cat a new kind of food today. Not that you care. But she seems to enjoy it. Now she wants to shut up. She wants fed every 10 minutes. How much you want to bet I try running back from Befallen? I'm assuming I don't die. Try running back from Befallen instead of gating. Hey Andy, what's going on? Heading over to Befallen and see what things are like in there. I don't know if you can do that at level 6 or not, but we're going to try. Griffin. Ah. Hey! Thanks for that, Indy. What kind of weird mishap? Details. The devil's in the details. Oh, that's not cool. It's not cool at all. Were you bound? Hoping you were bound there at least. Or at least somewhere nearby. I get the impression Befallen might be a little out of my range yet. But we're gonna find out. Yeah, but the Colonel die. I'll keep that in mind. Oh, good, good, good. You can bind it right there in Rivervale, inside the tunnel. If you need a safe bind point, you just zone right into Rivervale from Kithcore, and yeah, there's a safe spot just inside the tunnel. Just don't go any further in. That's where my ogre is bound. Just no matter how many of them damn gnolls you kill. Guards just don't like my ogre. And there's somebody here. That's okay, I can down here. And marvel at the glowing skulls. Because they are a sight to behold. Yeah, they are. They really are. Yeah. I don't think we're gonna have much luck here. There's somebody else camping the area already. I don't want to go too deep in. Definitely a big jump in XP though, isn't it? I don't mind killing rats. Alright, well, we're going to try this Necro. Wish me luck. Ooh, I'm gonna die. Damn. I died. Come on, kill me already. Oh, I hate it when they drag it out. Level 6, it's not that big a deal. Skeleton was doing more damage than Necro was. Should have killed him first. Alright, let's memorize our spells. And start that long run back. So, kill the skeletons first. 35. The SK is 35. Oh, my character's level slow because I got 800 alts. I don't really try to level. I don't. I just play. Levels happen. I don't seek leveling. This guy I kind of want to grind out a couple levels, just get him a little more useful. But it's not something I actively do. No hurry. There's one guy in the guild that got like 3 characters to level 40 plus before I got to 35. Yeah, a bit of an exaggeration, but I have a few ults. I'm going to try to play them all. Stay over there. Doesn't help that we die like 800 times every time we do a group thing together, though. Last time I, after four hours in Crystal Caverns, I think I broke even. Make your own. It's free. %0 res. Gathorn doesn't have a XP res yet. It was just so I didn't have to find a port to get back to my body. It was really just a port. Neat dungeon, it really is. It's just a pain getting there, pain doing it, you know, pain when you die. Because there's nowhere to bind. I mean, there is, but it's a pain. And even if you do die, or even if you do get a bind, getting back to the dungeon's a nightmare. And then you have to get all the way through it to get to your corpse. And, yeah. That's why I never level. I just don't have that ambition anymore. I just play. I can tell you how much time I spend killing things that don't produce XP. Oh, thanks for that. Oh shit. Horribly encumbered. Max weight I can carry is 1, carrying 23. And I'm carrying 23 and I'm encumbered. Res. Can't even move. Yeah, they're squishy. Squishy as hell. Well, I should have killed the skeleton first. I didn't realize the skeleton was going to actually be more effective than his master. So now I know. Next time I pull a necromancer, kill a skeleton first. Or kill the pet first. And that's why it's called experience. I can move now. Oh, god damn it. Run away! Yeah, I think it's a little too early to go to Valhalla yet. Only level 6. Okay, I'm gonna go grab a coffee. I will return momentarily while the res sickness wears off. And, yeah, be right back. Alright, sorry about that. Will my minor shielding... Ah, yeah. Groovy. We can pull some rats and stuff in the beginning. Take advantage of the XP bonus. Yeah, he does. Ah, Gauntlet reference, I get it. What the hell? See if I can get a root to stick. No, this isn't going to happen. Burned through my whole bar mana and he's still standing there. Looking chipper as ever. Nope, not gonna happen. See you. 6 is just a little too low for the Fallen. Just a little. A couple more levels and I'll come back. Just hope no ghouls come walking through. That's gonna suck. I seem to recall one coming down this hallway. Like that. Had it all lined up just in case. Alright, kid. Thank you. What's going on, Boar? How's tricks? Can't gate yet. Ah, the joys of being low level. Blink. I should have made a paladin. Dwarf paladin. That's what I should have done. This is the Medden Rock. Really? that was on my short list for another character. I am. I don't do casters very well. I just wanted to try it. Stretch my wings. Yeah. I know all these things, Kenshiro. I really do. I've been playing these games for a while. I just choose not to. It takes the excitement out of it. It's always fun when something sneaks up behind you. And you can't pan on this game anyhow. There's no panning. It'd be nice if there was. It'd make it a lot easier, but no panning. All you can do is up and down. Yeah, it's the only way you can pan is to get into the title screen. I don't know if they changed that on live or not. If you can pan on live. I'm not sure if you can or not. I don't think you can. I was going to log on to live tonight, but didn't for some reason. Oh, because I've set all my characters up again, and this pain in the ass. It's one thing that keeps me from logging on the live servers more often is having to go through and reset all the UIs on all my characters. I'm gonna camp that one spider. Yeah, my ranger has a ridiculous amount of health. It's disgusting. It's like 600 some strength. Strength stats over 600. All the saves are maxed out at 400. They won't go any higher than that. Except with special gear that will allow you to exceed the stat limit. And everybody gets haste on that server. You get excited about Crystal Chitin Gauntlets here, or the Glowing Black Silk Sash. But on there you have a haste item at level, what, 10, I think? All the Defiant Belts have some degree of haste on them. Why am I not targeting anything? Where's my targeting indicator? Ah, I turned it off. Yeah, the Defiant gear. There's different tiers of it for every level range, and I think starting at the second or third tier, they start coming with haste standard of some degree, and then it gets higher with each tier. But it has, it has all your stats, it has all your saves, and then as the tiers go up, it starts doing the secondary skills, like your attack rating and spell penetration, that kind of thing. But they ramped up the content to match the gear, so there is balance. It's still hard as hell to kill the mobs. The ones that are designed for it. The old school mobs, you can just run through all those old dungeons and whatnot without even breaking a sweat. And then you can get haste potions to stack on top of that. And then the, well, I think the Bard Song will stack on top of that. Again. But I could be wrong about that. It might only be a double stack. But yeah. Yeah, my monk's a regular freaking buzzsaw though. He has like a 46% haste or something like that on his waist piece. What about ice? Yeah. Take your sweat, freeze it, and then shatter it on the countertop. Uh-huh. Mr. Snarky Pants. Yeah. Hey, thanks, Hot. My loot macro isn't working. There it goes. Well, we'll level eventually. I think 2 more levels and I can head back into Befallen and really grind out some XP. Huge XP modifier in Befallen. Huge. I think it's one of the highest in the game. That and Unrest, I think, have the 2 highest XP modifiers. But again, don't quote me on that. I just don't have the patience to be a spellcaster. I can't stand sitting still for 5 seconds. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Too far. I'll get him on the way back. We'll probably go revisit it. I still have it installed. Just wanted to check it out more than anything. You like that, huh? I was really getting into that minstrel. It was fun screaming things to death. Honest opinion. I think it was a good game, but I think it falls short in the way so many modern MMOs do, in that it's very soloable. You didn't feel the need to play with other people. So why not just make a single player game? You know? Now, there was a very active community. I hear people talking, they're discussing things and whatnot, but yeah, same. Yeah, I did a one-night stand on that game too. I came away with the same impression. Good game, but why not just make it a single-player game? It is. It really is. Don't make it some little kiddie game either. Make it dark. Like the kids after they're grown up and they become you know, those things. What are they called? They work for the ministry, they hunt Death Eaters. We can do a whole MMO around that. I saw like 2, I think. There's one guy that was in the same dungeon I was at the same time, and so I had to wait for things to respawn, because he'd just gone through and killed it all. But again, not a bad game, beautiful game, nice graphics. You know, a little dated, but nope, still going. Yeah, yes and no, Kenshiro. The problem with that is, if the solo game is too easy and you have no reason to, like, you know, there's no benefit to grouping, then people aren't going to group. If people don't group, people don't talk. If people don't talk, then you lose the entire social aspect of the game. Same thing with, like, dungeon finders and raid finders and whatnot. So now, Lotro had group finder built into it, so there's no reason to like look for a group. You just queue up, and it takes the entire social aspect out of the game. So why make an MMO? Just make a single player game. You can dedicate more resources. You can make a better single player game with the same resources. Yeah, I know. Just because I do solo doesn't mean I think it's a good thing. The main reason I solo is because I'm a pain in the ass to group with. Yeah, well, cocooning. They're all following that whole cocooning thing. Even our games are getting like that, you know, where people just don't socialize anymore. It's a sad state of affairs for civilization as a whole. And the only reason I know my neighbors' names is because they won't shut the fuck up. But most places I live, I have no idea who lives next door to me, for example. And not that I'm like antisocial or anything, it's just I've gotten so used to not talking to people. Of course, that's changed a bit since I've modified my life with the no cell phone thing, and but then people just look at you weird when you try to strike up a conversation with them. Why is this guy talking to me? Old Jim and Gert next door there. My God, that's a couple. He's like this Ned Flanders kind of guy. And she's like a, well, she kind of looks like a bulldog. You know, the face. She has this like drill sergeant chin. She always like doing one of these things with her. I can't do it because I have no chin. But well, she's thrusting her chin out there when she talks. And she's got this big old pot belly. Just a big old pot belly, oh, that's it. It's weird. Nope, no cell phone. Got rid of it years ago. I haven't had a cell phone since Blackberries were cool. For $80 a year, I have a Skype account with a phone number. And if I'm not home, you can't reach me. And I like it that way. There's voicemail. Leave a message. I'll get back to you. Yeah, but see, that's just it. You don't talk to anybody. You text people. There's no conversation anymore. And how many of your conversations go LOL? You know, or oh my God, or you know, OMG, or whatever. You know those things. Don't you attack me? And I'm not trying to be insulting or anything. It's just think about it a minute. Think about the quality of the conversations. No cell phone, no car, no extraneous expenses. Yeah, see? Everybody has a phone plan, but nobody ever actually uses their phone as a telephone. They use it as a you know, texting thing, or you know, surfing the internet thing, but how many phone calls do you make in the average month? But you can't get a cell phone without getting a phone plan. Why not just get a data plan? Let's not say I'm like anti-technology, obviously I'm not. Nope, no car. No car. We walk. Or the town we live in has an excellent public transportation system. We can get anywhere we want. Yeah, you talk to your mom, that's it. I force people to talk to me. If I'm walking around downtown or something, I walk past people, hey, how you doing? Hey, how's it going? Hey, what's going on? They look at you like you're on drugs. And all you're doing is saying hi. And when I was a kid, that was, you know, standard fare. When you pass somebody on the street, you say hi or hello or good afternoon or even just a little head nod. But now you're looked at as weird if you do stuff like that. Now we decided we wanted to keep our expenses to an absolute minimum. So no car, no cell phones, nothing unnecessary. Not minimalist, mind you, just nothing unnecessary. With an internet connection, you can do all that stuff. The only thing you can't do is take your desktop with you. But hey, if you have a tablet or something like that, you can carry that with you, and then just get a Skype account. If you have a cable connection, work? I don't work. I work from home, so 0. And her commute is on the public transportation 20 minutes, and a lot of that's just waiting for the bus to come. We don't live in a big town though. We can get from one end of town to the other in 20 minutes. Yeah, that'd be nice. I use a Dirt Devil. Upgrade. Yeah, well, you get used to it. I mean, when you're walking, you don't get cold. And if you time it right, you only have to wait a minute or two for the bus to get there. Because I mean, we have a really good public transportation system here, so that helps a lot. It's always right on schedule. Privately owned, mind you. That's what makes it so good. It's not owned by the city, it's privately owned. Yeah. Yeah, there's a reason why I don't weigh 300 pounds. But I've done that my whole life, though. I've never been a car person. I've owned 2 cars my whole life. Never drove either one of them. Always been a walker. Or a cyclist. I used to do a lot of cycling when I was younger, before the knees went. Back in the day, that's if I had to go somewhere, you know, too far to walk, I would just hop on a bike and ride. No. No, I owned a 1986 T-Bird. That sat in my driveway for about 3 months before I sold it to somebody. And Saab 900S Turbo. That sat in my driveway for a year before I sold it to somebody. Yeah, small car. If you dispersing, if you have a small car, you know it's fine. We just don't want one. We just don't want the hassle. Repairs, tires, because you know in Pennsylvania, you know, with the winters and everything, you have to get different tires in the winter, and they rot out really quick because of the salt on the roads, and you know, the hot and cold, it just wreaks havoc with your engine. Yeah. When I was living in Florida, I borrowed a car to do a trip up here and then back. And this was in the winter time, and the head gasket blew in the car because of the change in temperature from Florida heat to Pennsylvania winter. Now, I've been driving my whole life, mind you. I started driving when I was 16. But that was just because the guy that was driving kept falling asleep at the wheel, so I had to take over. And that's how I learned how to drive. And then every time we go on a road trip with that guy, he'd make me drive. At night, because he can't drive at night, he'd always fall asleep. Never had a license, mind you. But I've been driving for a long time. And the one time I actually did get pulled over is when I had a license briefly. For like 6 months I had a driver's license. And that's the one time I got pulled over. Yeah, oh yeah, I used to ride dirt bikes all the time when I was younger. Cop was going to let me go with a warning, but my license was suspended from child support. So instead of getting a warning, I got a $700 ticket. Traffic violation and the driving on a suspended license. Screw it. I was better off without one. Yeah. Oh, with the speed and the friction and whatnot, it's bound to happen. And both the T-Bird and the Saab were both given to me. One was given to me by a buddy. The T-Bird was given to me by a buddy who just wanted to get it out of his yard. And the oh, damn it! You. And the Saab was a former roommate who couldn't pay his rent, so he gave me the car instead. And that guy actually bought the T-Bird from me. The former roommate bought the T-Bird from me. Oh no, I pay it. I just don't pay it like on schedule, but I take down big chunks. It's always paid. It's just not paid when they want it to be paid, you know. But I always pay it. But instead of doing like a monthly or a weekly deduction out of my paycheck, because I don't normally work jobs where that's possible, I'll just take them down a big lump sum. But because you don't maintain the weekly payments and whatnot, they constantly suspend your license. Or your ability to get one. Ooh, I've been paying child support for 25 years. Got that down to a science. No, I would never do that to one of my kids. Never do that. Switzerland has a deal with their construction crews, Kenshiro. Instead of like here in the United States where they give the job to the lowest bidder when they're building a road, Switzerland gives it to the one with the longest guarantee. And then at the end of that time period, if the road is still in good and serviceable condition, they give the company a bonus. So it may not be the cheapest way to go, but it is cheaper in the long run because you're not paying every year to have it repaired and whatnot. I thought that was a pretty neat way to go, but the Swiss are smart. And on the same note, if the person they hired to build the road doesn't live up to the guarantee, then they find themselves in court for a breach of contract or some such thing. So there's a lot of incentive to stand by your work, which is a good system. But anyhow, the T-Bird. A buddy of mine gave me the T-Bird. He didn't want it anymore because there was a problem with the brakes. He had to like hold down the brake pedal with both feet. It wasn't safe to drive. It ran fine, but he couldn't get the damn thing to stop. And he didn't want to mess with it, so he gave it to me, and I didn't want to mess with it because I just didn't want to mess with it. So it sat in the driveway, and then a former roommate of mine bought it off me for like $300 bucks, I think. I just wanted to get it out of the driveway. And then he went to the junkyard, bought a little plastic clip for $2. Fixed the brake lines, the car ran good as new. Until his girlfriend wrapped it or ran into a tree a couple weeks later. No, I didn't. No, I did not. That was a nice car too, boy. That T-Bird, that thing was fast. Had a big old V8 engine in it. Or I don't know if it's a V8, but an 8-cylinder engine. I don't know engines, I don't know anything about it, but it was fast. It was really freaking fast. When I was a kid, growing up, a teenager, my dream car was always a Saab 900S Turbo. Yeah, that is funny. That is funny, Anonymous. Always wanted a Saab 900S Turbo, not to drive, just so I could have one sitting in the driveway so the neighbors could see it. You know, that's my car. And then I ended up getting one, and that's exactly where it sat for a year. And then I sold it, and I had a yard sale, and some Mexican family wanted to buy it for their son. And I explained to them, it's been sitting in the driveway for a year. Good luck. And but they broke it free, and took it home, fixed it up, and 2 weeks later I saw the kid driving down the road in it. So, good on him. Sold it for 75 bucks. Just to get it out of the driveway. That's also a statement on the whole feminist movement, Anonymous. That in order for them to make any headway, they had to get a man to do it. Oh, it's horrible. No, I can't watch Caitlyn Jenner. Caitlyn Jenner. Fucking Bruce Jenner. It's fucking Bruce Jenner. I grew up with that guy on my Wheaties box, alright? He just irritates the hell out of me. I like Norm Macdonald, though. He's a good guy. What did I say? I did say Bruce, right? Oh, now it's, I'm not gonna watch it right now, not during a stream. You can link it though. Really? Should be. Oh, might be a YouTube thing. Well, let's go with the shoot. It's a gold piece or two. Something did. Something did. That kind of thing, homosexuality, transgender, whatnot, used to be on the list of psychiatric conditions by the psychiatric people, you know, like the American Medical Association, but for head doctors. But then legislation was put forth to have it taken off. Not for any scientific reasons. There's never any science behind the decision. It's pure legislation. So you tell me how that's going to help somebody. Not that I care, you know. I don't care if you're gay or whatnot. That doesn't. I'm not one of those. I'm not one of those. Just shows how much harm they do in an attempt to do good, if it's even an attempt to do good. I have my doubts, but all their well-wishing and their supposed inclusion and diversity and all that, and they act like they're doing such a good thing, and they just won't acknowledge the damage that they're doing. To society as a whole and to the individual people. There's a whole discussion to be had there. Teach hell, encourage, push, strive for. They're made to feel bad for being straight. Tell me there's not something going on there. Tell me that's not an agenda. Tell me there's not a plan. Doing everything they can to disrupt, to destroy, to tear apart the nuclear family in favor of alternative lifestyles. And again, I don't care if you're gay. I really don't. If that's your thing, fine. Have at it. Just don't bother me with it. You know what I mean? And don't try to force any ideas about it on me. You know, because I've done a lot of research in the subject. You know, statistical studies and backgrounds and environment versus, you know, the other thing. Nature versus nurture deal, and almost universally there's been some form of neglect or abuse amongst those people. With females, it generally tends to be some form of sexual abuse growing up, you know, from a trusted family member or whatever. And amongst males, it was a combination of a lack of a father figure, and you know, overbearing mother kind of thing. No strong male role models. So there's a cause. There's an environmental cause for these things to be happening. They weren't born that way. Nobody's born that way. Nobody's born with a sexual identity. Give them 7-year-olds hormone replacement treatment. Jesus Christ, that's child abuse. You're screwing that kid up for life. And what happens when he gets older and wants to change it, wants to be a boy? It's too late. He's screwed up. Or vice versa. You know. Oh, hello. Sorry, got me started. No, I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. It's crap. It's absolute crap. And it's being pushed by schools, by educators, by progressives. It's being pushed by women that hate men because they hate themselves. And just can't come to terms with that. If feminism is such a good thing, why are so many women so miserable? Have you ever met one of those feminists? Well, let's start with feminists. Have you ever met one that's actually been a happy person? That's had nothing but positive, good things to say. That doesn't spend the bulk of their time complaining about something. And we all know at least one. We all know at least one. They're the most miserable people you've ever met. You can't have a conversation with them because they just bring you down. You're so depressed by the end of it. It's one of those little segments of a much larger progressive movement. Mine's pretty awesome, all things considered. I mean, she's still female, so I'm never going to understand the way her mind works. You know, That's just the way it is. But she's pretty red-pilled. She hates feminists too. Third-wave feminists, modern feminists. Who aren't about feminism at all. It has nothing to do with feminism. It has everything to do with control. I mean, it's the pinnacle of human accomplishment is the creation of life. Nothing outshines that. No scientific achievement, no great work of art or architecture, nothing surpasses the ability to create a new human being. And only a woman can do that. And all feminism tells women to do is to not do the one thing that they do better than anybody else. The only thing that they can do, or the one thing that they can do that nobody else can do. And that's the one thing they tell them not to do. And then when they do, they mutate the little bastard into a freaking nut job. Sexual identity in a 7-year-old. Jesus Christ. Doesn't even know what you're talking about. Has no clue. This is why my daughter will never step foot in public school. No, they're not allowed to be kids. They have to have grown-up problems. Hell, half of them are parents before they're even 15 years old. Because their parents don't know what the hell they're doing. Because their parents are children. Never taught them the right way, the decent way, to wait. Oh, it's scary. It's scary the way it's going. There is a bit of a shift back. Yeah. Sorry, I have a daughter, so and that's a new thing for me. I have 2 sons. So in the past, I always thought it from the male perspective, but now I have a daughter, so that's all shifted. And yeah, it's a lot more important now. Boys are easy. Boys are disposable. And I hate saying it like that, but in any society, the male is always the disposable one. It's the female that has to be cherished and protected, because the female is the one that creates life. Was it Lindy Beige? He has a YouTube channel. Put it pretty well. He said, talking about why the men always protected the women in times of war, and why the enemy always sought to capture the women rather than kill them. If you have 1,000 men and 1 woman, your society's going to die out. But if you have 1,000 women and 1 man, you can continue society. Now that dude's gonna be tired, but Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know about happy. Think about it. He has to take the garbage out for 1,000 households. He has to pay child support for 999 of them. How happy do you think he's going to be? But, you know, but that's why. That's why they're our most valuable commodity. They always have been, time immemorial. Welcome back, Boar. I haven't left this spot. Still right where I was when you left, I think. Still whacking spiders with a stick. So yeah, to say they're not respected, to say they're not revered is ludicrous. Oh. Alright, I'm gonna go grab a coffee while I bed up. Be right back. Came back just in time, Boar. AI? Yeah. I don't know. Let me think on that one a minute. Be right back. Damn thing. I think you're probably right. It'll realize that we're too stupid to live. And eventually realize that the world would just be better off without us. Once, you know, machines gain sentience. And the ability to self-repair. That too. That's essential. Good lord, this guy's a little bit of everything. Alright, spiders. So, okay, back to the feminism thing. Let's broaden our scope, shall we? Let's just go with the entire... Yeah, that's going to blow up in their faces. You know it is. Anytime you get government involved, it turns out to be shit. They'll do something stupid with it. They'll put too much faith in it. Because they don't understand it. You see, and that's the problem with giving government control of things, because they don't understand the things that they have control of. Ooh, there's my back slot. Because, you know, in effect, politicians know how to be politicians. And that's it. Otherwise, they're really stupid people on average. You know, you have your exceptions. You have your Trey Gowdies and whatnot. You know, regardless of how you feel about his libertarian leanings, you know, the Ron Pauls and the Rand Pauls. But for the most part, they're stupid people. All they know is politics. You take them outside their sphere, and they're completely lost. So, of course, these are the people you want to put in charge of things like infrastructure and military and regulation. Like they've ever regulated anything. Never trust somebody who has nothing to lose. And politicians have nothing to lose. They don't have to show a profit. They don't have to answer to shareholders. They have to answer to their constituents, but let's face it, they just redraw the lines and then they ensure that they get re-elected next election cycle. Yeah, for the most part. I tend to agree. Well, that's the libertarian stance on most things, the non-aggression principle. As long as what you're doing doesn't bother somebody else, doesn't have a negative impact, or any impact, negative or positive, then it's okay. But it has to be anybody else. That includes your wife and children, you know, anybody. As long as what you're doing has no impact on anybody else, you're fine. And I can agree with that. But what were we saying? See, you distract me, Kenshiro. I had a point. Oh, yeah, politicians being in charge of all these things. And we look to them like, well, we, as a society, look to these people as if, you know, they're the elite amongst our society. They're the smart ones. They're the ones we should be listening to. And they spent their whole lives in politics, not doing anything, not building anything, not constructing anything, not making anything grow, not having to live by the sweat of their brow. Yeah, you gotta keep hope. You gotta maintain the hope. Despite how dark things are, you gotta maintain hope. You gotta keep. It's more than just that though. If you want it to change, you have to push it. You have to get and not by trying to make people see things your way, but by trying to get them to see it that way themselves. Present the information, but don't force the issue. You know what I mean? Because you're not going to force somebody to change, to really change. That's the problem with the progressive movement, and that's why it's so wishy-washy and why it always feeds or folds in on itself. Yeah, that we have to do. We are responsible for that. That's that's something I said before. You can't really blame the politicians because we're the ones that put them there. And then we put them back there. How long did Harry Reid serve? How long has Nancy Pelosi been in her seat? My own congressman, well, until I moved, was Glenn Thompson. He's held that seat for quite a while, unopposed. And I honestly think it's time for him to go away. Yeah, well, yeah, people forcing you to accept the idea that what they're doing is natural. The whole transgender gay thing. When even they know it's not, they could tell you exactly why. How's it going, Zerg? Yeah, it's all. Yeah, if you want to be gay, you want to be transgender, I don't care. I really don't care. But keep it to yourself. Don't bother me with it. Don't try to get me to accept it as a naturally occurring thing, because it's not. It's not the way we're designed. I gotta go unload some loot. I'm going on too many directions now. I'm getting confused. It was fun. It was fun. Participating in one of those alternative lifestyles is a choice. It's a choice that they made, regardless of the reasons why. It is a choice, and when you make a choice, you have to accept the consequences of the choice. That's a big part of being a grown-up. Don't do something unless you're willing to accept the consequences that go along with doing that thing, whatever it is. You want to be gay, fine, but understand that that lifestyle carries with it certain risks, namely AIDS. Unhappiness is a big part of it. You're never going to be truly happy and fulfilled. You may try to convince yourself that you are, but nobody's trying to push anything. It's just in general, hot. Just in general. Keep getting sidetracked. Right, exactly. And you're always going to have the odd ducks. It's going great, Hayden. How you doing? And that's fine. You know, probably going to get some heat for saying this, but I'm of the opinion that the alternative lifestyles are nature's way, of evolution's way of ensuring that you don't add anything to the gene pool. Fulfilled. Because you know you have one purpose in life, and that's to create more life, to procreate, and you lose that when you adopt one of the alternative lifestyles. Everquest 2? No, no, still Everquest. Although I have been tempted to jump onto EQ2 just to give it a go. Did I sell the weapons? Yeah, I did. I was going to sharpen them, but whatever. Oh, really? Awesome. What was your opinion of it? I was on. I was on all weekend, D. Or Bama. Sorry, D. That's weird. Yeah, we did Crystal Caverns on Saturday. And we're going to do it again this Saturday. Oh. No, we maxed out our skills on Silk Thread. Wasn't even paying attention to what our skill was. Yeah, we're going to be hopefully camping the last spider room for some of the drops. It's an older game, Gaming Life. It is. It's starting to show a little rust around the edges. If you're a high enough level, yeah. Could always use more DPS. Yeah, no, I can't. I can't. I got a family. And nobody wants to hear my daughter screaming in the background. We died a lot last weekend. A lot of deaths. That's why people need to stop pulling shit when nobody has mana. I think 2 of them were a result of that. Healer was out of mana. Wasn't me this time. What's your damn crack, homo? Thorn does, though. Jesus. Yeah, he could have really used it. Spent half our time just sitting down waiting for mana to come back. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, there's no way I could do an earlier stream. No way. Now lately the beast hasn't even been going to bed till 10 o'clock. Yeah, if you're there... Oh shit, you gotta get up at 4:30. Well, I'll be there at 10 o'clock your time. Alright. Alright. There is a roamer that goes up and down that hallway, so be careful. I mean, I'm sure your enchanter can handle it, but yeah, just be aware. Thanks for the host, Aiden. I have to download the Charlie Brown Christmas special for my daughter this year. Show her how it's supposed to be done. No 3D CGI bullshit. Nothing in there sees invis, so you can invis your way through the whole place. Wait your turn. Oh, Tony, I didn't even see you come in. Did you come in earlier? I hope I didn't miss it. Oh man, I did. Sorry about that, Tony. Yo, Fat Tony! Sorry, I missed your entrance. Hard to keep track sometimes. Yeah, you want to be around hot, and you want to be around level 35 for Crystal Caverns. But I'm sure you will be by then. Yeah, most people do. Anonymous, most people do. You see the rate at which I level. It's glacial. Like last Saturday, I actually broke even on XP. After 4 hours. We call it leveling, but we use that term very loosely. Oh, you can get 35 right there in High Pass, or High Hold Keep. Hot. Just killing guards. Nobles upstairs. And that's a that zone has a high XP modifier too. Holy Jesus, spiders! Alright, Bama, I'll be here, as always. Ah, damn it. Fucking Shadow Wolves. Pain in my ass. Somebody's just gonna kill me. How much you want to bet? Yeah, I wouldn't want you to actually hit the thing or anything. Heaven forbid. That was fun. I have none, bye-bye. I have none. I've been avoiding it like the plague. People keep bringing it up and mentioning. I went to the website one time. Didn't look at any trailers. Didn't look at any of the artwork or anything. They're making some big claims, and I'm gonna wait till it comes out. I'm gonna try to avoid it until then. Been burned too many times in the past by people making claims about games that just didn't live up to the expectations, and I'm not going to fall for it again. When the game comes out, I'll check it out. If it sucks, I won't play it. if it's nothing new, it may be a good game, but if it doesn't offer anything new, anything groundbreaking, no, I'll just give it a miss. I need more than pretty graphics. And if that's all it is, then, you know, I'm not trying to talk bad about the game. It's just, yeah, and a lot of hype around it, and that never ends well. in gaming. It seems like the more hype a game has, the shittier the game turns out to be. But look at the concept art. Look at these teaser trailers. Yeah, well, none of that reflects actual gameplay. So there. In about 2 years, when they actually put it out, who's MacLeod? I don't know who that is. Oh. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. Rusty dagger. Is there a rumor that he does have a nasty drug habit? And does it interfere with his work? Oh. Well, stranger things have happened. People were putting a lot of money into that game. There's another one somebody was just talking about last night where, you know, they raised like 160 some odd million. And like people were paying like $1,000 to get early access or whatever, and I'm like, no, that's too much money to be trusting with people, you know. I know why they do the crowdfunding thing, because it's hard to get somebody to publish your game, and when you do, then you have to follow the publisher's demands. I get all that, I do. But when you go handing people $160 million, weird things start happening to them. They start buying big fancy cars. Then they forget that they actually have to produce a game. It's kind of why I've always been so behind the guy putting together Project Oregon. God, that's ridiculous. Ridiculous. No game is that good, and you're never going to see a return on the investment. Although they, you know, I guess it's just people handing them money. So. Jesus. Who, Wesley Crusher? Will Wheaton? I think he blocked me too on Twitter. Well, okay, yeah. What I was saying about Project Oregon is that's just a labor of love from some guy, one of the developers from Ashron's Call. He never really went too big into crowdfunding and whatnot. He didn't want to be beholden to anybody. He wanted to make his game. And he's doing it at his pace. Oh, I get blocked by the liberal celebrities all the time. It's their #1 tactic for claiming to win an argument. I blocked them, so I won the argument. No, you didn't. You didn't even show up for the fight. Cowards. I never block anybody. I don't care what they say. Never block anybody. Well, that's not true. But I won't block somebody for disagreeing with me. I'll block somebody for being an asshole. But I won't block somebody for disagreeing with me. Toxic. I'll block somebody toxic. They go making these opinions and throwing them out there to the Twitterverse. And then they get all butthurt when somebody contradicts them or proves them wrong. And their first response, block. I don't want to listen to that. It's not the way I think. But that's who you should be listening to. You should be listening to the opposing side. You should be getting all viewpoints. It's the only way you can be a well-rounded individual. Look, it's an ogre. Did you ever try leveling an ogre? And if so, did you try to level him in the Firot? Then I'd think I was back on drugs again. They wouldn't let him anywhere near the teleporter. He was a red shirt. He was just one of the lucky ones. Yes, yeah, that's a hard zone to level in. But they have a turning quest, so... Two, actually. 2 turning quests. So it makes the process much easier. going to use the facilities while I met up. Probably going to get attacked by a wolf again, so that should give me something to laugh about. I'll be back momentarily. I'll grab a coffee when I get back. You know how it is. Alright, sorry about that. These things always get twisted up. So where were we? Oh, yeah. I would question his motives. He was the least liked character on that show. It's the one role he's always going to be remembered for, no matter what else he does. And he resents doing it. And honestly, after seeing him on The Big Bang Theory, I think he got lucky. Because he's not that good an actor. Yes, very, very much so. He actually threatened to block anybody who said, Will Wheaton. Tweeted something about, no, not Leonard. Johnny Galacki. I like him because he maintains a low profile. He does his job, and that's it. You know, doesn't go tweeting about things. Oh yeah, he anytime he says something that people disagree with, they'll reply, you know, "Shut up, Will." And he apparently took offense to it, and he threatened to block anybody who said that to him in the future. Again, with the blocking. It's not an argument. It's basically saying I have no way to retort. I have no response. So rather than lose face, I'm just going to block you and not have to have the discussion. I have to kill the large spiders because I need the silk. But they always come by when I'm out of mana. Yeah. Patrick Stewart responded to his tweet, "Shut up, Will." Thought it was fun. You can't block Patrick Stewart. That's the cat. freezing again. Can't wait till spring. Yeah, he's alright. He has a good sense of humor. Good actor, too. Resisted. You and me both. You and me both. I don't know why I ever moved back up here. Well, it wasn't my idea. I have to start going after wolves and bears and lions. Oh my. Ruined pelts and low quality pelts. And then we'll make some silk. Might actually level tonight. Something different. New spells at 8, I believe. So we still got all the 7 to go through. Oh, I saw a bear. Oh, newbie log. No, damn it. Always, 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 always when I'm out of freaking mana. Yep, you son of a bitch. Sure, why not? Kill a bear. Is there a bear over here somewhere? Yeah, there he is. Yeah, that's right. Medium. Don't want medium. Should probably sit down somewhere and get some mana back. Ooh, where'd he go? Yeah, he does. That's a pretty good job with it. Makes the best of, you know, what life's handed him. Gotta respect that. Yeah, it kind of goes with the whole feminist thing, though. They're professional victims. That's what feminism is. It turns every woman into a victim, despite all their claims of, you know, we don't want to be victims. We don't. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Because if you weren't, you wouldn't have anything to complain about. The second you start being affected negatively by the patriarchy, is the second your movement dies. And you have nothing to screech about anymore. They depend on it. No, that's a broad general statement. Now there are, of course, always exceptions to that rule. Now there are strong women out there who don't fall for all the crap. Yeah, 10 years more like it. Exactly. Well, and that's the screwed up part. That's the screwed up part. They're pushing for the feminization of men, and then they can't find any men. They wonder why all their men are such limp-wristed, passive wimps, and well, because that's what you made them. And then they go running off some biker or something that treats them like shit. You know what I mean? You can't respect a movement like that. You can't. It's designed to fail. Everything about it. It contradicts itself on all levels. I want men to notice me. Don't sexualize me. How do you work with that? You can't work with that mentality. You can't. So I don't. And that's my. I don't. I don't play their game. I don't listen to their bullshit. Yeah. I've stopped arguing with them because you can't. It's not worth it. And they're not the problem anyhow. They're hey, hot. What's going on? Yeah. Yeah, I'm wearing a very low-cut blouse, but don't you dare look at my chest. Then why are you wearing a low-cut blouse? Hey, what's going on, Dan? Hey, look who it is. The thorn found me. Watch the guards. Grats. Grats, Grill. You're going to out-level us. You're not going to be able to come with us on Saturday because you're going to be too high level. The feminists are victims of the progressive movement, just like so many other groups are. So it really isn't worthwhile to complain about them too much. Pity them, maybe, but let's switch over to one-hand blunt for a little while. They're being made to be miserable people by powers greater than them, and they don't even realize it. That's the sad part. All these movements, you know, the... Okay, that made sense. Ah, food. Bernie is a joke. Bernie is a joke. Anybody who thinks socialism works is stupid. Well, it hasn't worked any other time in the history of ever. Oh, but ours is going to work. It's going to work this time. Despite the fact that it's never worked in the past. Ever. Not one time has socialism ever worked as a movement. But it'll work this time. Bernie is a joke anyhow. Bernie's first job, he got fired from after 2 weeks because he was so bad at it. He was a carpenter briefly. And then his second job was becoming a mayor of some town in Vermont or something like that. So the man doesn't even have any real life experience. From what I understand, he was just a big whiner most of his life. Probably spent a good deal of it on welfare. Or living off some woman. And that's who they choose to follow. He lost all credibility with the elections, though. After taking the payout to endorse Hillary, there's your socialism right there in a nutshell. Yeah, there's all kinds of additives in food that are just messing with people's chemistry right now, and you gotta be careful with it. Dude, scared the hell out of me. I thought he was coming after me. Holy shit, I think I just made a mess in my pants. That was terrifying. Phew. Yeah, so in fact, Bernie has been a civil servant his entire life. He's never had a real job, never built anything, never made anything, never grew anything from the ground up. And that's who they wanted for president. Yeah, it's everywhere, and the problem is, here we go. This is what I've been trying to get to all night. We keep focusing on the feminists. We keep focusing on racial inequalities and pay gaps and all these little things. And there's this whole divide and conquer movement going on right now that's keeping us distracted. From the greater problem. Keep them focused on each other so that we're free to do whatever it is that we're going to do. And this is not like a new thing, but it's gotten much worse lately. It started with the McCarthy era. You know, remember the Red Scare during the McCarthy era? And everybody used to make fun of McCarthy about it. You know, he saw a commie under every desk. And then they found out he was right. Because there was an actual active movement that was coming to the United States and trying to destabilize the United States through the feminist movement, through the civil rights movement, and all these things. Anything that they could do, gay rights kind of thing, anything they could do to divide society, to make people fight with people, rather than unite as a whole and focus on the real problem. Was a good thing for them. Because it allowed them to destabilize what we were doing and then get their own form of whatever into place. And they're pretty close. They're getting pretty close. I don't know whether they're going for financial or political or whatever, but even that's, you know, backed by something even larger. Root cause, root cause. What's the root cause? It's easy to blame feminists, it's easy to blame the civil rights movement, it's easy to blame the gays, it's easy to blame all these things. But none of them are really the problem, they're just symptoms of the greater problem. And that's what you need to focus on. That's what you need to go after. That's what you need to shut down. No, I mean, when I say he didn't have a job, Kenshiro, I mean he didn't have a job. I'm not saying he, like, was a bag boy at a grocery store or anything like that. I'm saying he didn't have a job. He briefly had a job as a carpenter, he sucked at it and got fired. And then he became a mayor. That's it. That's his resume. Anybody can become a mayor in Vermont. They don't really look at things too hard. They're all smoking weed all the time. But yeah, railing against all these different movements that are going on right now. First of all, you're not going to do any good, because the people that follow these movements are too lazy to actually do research, or too lazy to actually realize what it is that they're doing, too lazy to take it any further than headlines. They're headline readers. They never read the article. And very prone to knee-jerk reactions, very prone to very shallow thought. Easy marks. That's how Bernie got him. I mean, Christ. Nobody, when Hillary was running, here's an example. When Hillary was running, nobody looked at all the crooked things that Hillary was involved in throughout her entire political career. I mean, from the 70s on. Nobody ever... No, Kenshiro, he lived off the system. He never produced anything. He never contributed to society. Okay? That's what I mean. Bernie never did anything to contribute to society. Nothing. He's always been a drain on society. They saw a woman running for president. That's it. Surface, just on the surface. They saw a woman running for president. They'd never looked at all the rapes that she covered up for Bill. They never looked at all the crooked business dealings she was involved in. They never looked at selling 20% of our uranium assets to Russia. They never looked at all these important things that go into the makeup of her character. They just looked at a woman running for president. And that's who they went at. That's who they voted for. That's who they supported. That's who they still support. Despite the fact that, you know, it looks like she might be actually doing some time. How are you going to have a good discussion with people like that? You can't. Because they're too lazy to go any further than surface. And it is laziness. It's just pure laziness, but it's laziness that they've been bred into, laziness that they've been brought up to accept as normal. The iPhone generation, you know. Instant gratification, everything at your fingertips, never wanting for anything, and you deserve everything. Without working for it, mind you. It's just, you're entitled. That's who she went after, and she picked her marks really well. Unfortunately, she picked them at a bad time. Because it's after 8 years of Obama and having to deal with that crap with him. The king of entitled lifestyles, Jesus Christ. I'm blacker than Obama. Sorry. He has never had a hard day in his life. Yeah, but that uranium thing was very bad. 20% of our uranium assets gone. With the stroke of a pen. While she was Secretary of State. and Trump's in collusion with the Russians. No, I don't get it from the news, Kenshiro. I never watch the news. I research. There's a difference. And yes, he very much does. In Vermont, politics are easy. They're not very deep thinkers up there. It's a bunch of hippies. It's just a bunch of hippies up there. I never watch the news. Never. Jesus Christ, everybody's coming. Will you die already? If you were a Bernie supporter and I offended you, I'm sorry for that, but you know, the truth is what it is, and he has never contributed anything to society, ever. I mean, I'm sorry for offending you. I'm not sorry for what I said. Well, that's all he does, Indy. That's all he knows how to do is build. Build, 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 build. Make money. Make money. And he doesn't even care about the money. He's one of those people. He's one of those, the money doesn't mean anything. Money's just a token. It's just a way of keeping score. I mean, he lives the way he does because it's required for his job, but honestly, I think he'd rather be wearing blue jeans and a t-shirt. If he could do his job while wearing blue jeans and a t-shirt, he would. But in the world that he walks in, that's not acceptable, so you have to wear the uniform. But for him and people like him, not just him, but people like him, tell us how you really feel, dispersing. and with, sorry, back to Indy, with people like him, the money doesn't matter. The money's irrelevant, except as a means of keeping score. They're very driven people, very hard-working people. They work from the time they wake up till the time they go to sleep, constantly. Sacrifice a lot to do that, because it's all they know how to do. Let's hope he can do that for the country instead of just for his business. I have my doubts, but you know, I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. And yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying, Kenshiro. Look it up. Don't take my word for it. Don't ever take my word for it. Don't take my word for anything I say. It's not what I want you to do. I want you to look it up. That's what I do. I almost voted for Obama, okay? Because I fell into that, you know, somebody new, somebody different. And then I looked him up. And I realized that he's more crooked than most of the politicians in Capitol Hill right now. He was pulling shady land deals years before he became a senator. Oh, well, okay, you're entitled to your opinion, Kenshiro. It's... Yeah, he didn't. He had a job as a carpenter that he kept for 2 weeks, and then he kind of floated around, freeloaded a bit, and then he became mayor of some town. Yeah. Oh, he most definitely fit that bill. Because he was somebody that came from out of nowhere, and all of a sudden he's president of the United States. He did half a term as a junior senator. Yeah, I'm going to vote for Bernie, sure. Bernie's never going to run for president again. You'll never see Bernie on the ticket. DNC won't allow it. Just like they didn't allow it the last time. Hey, Blue, how's it going? Got here just in time to see me level. Damn it. Get a bigger coffee cup. Ah, fun game. Fun game. Used to play quite a bit of that. Fernando! That was always my favorite. Fernando. Man, I had my Fernando tweaked out so he could not be killed. Well, he could, obviously, but he was brutal. People hated going against him because he was so hard to put down. I dumped everything into defenses. You can't trust the RNC either. You can't trust either one of them. Because they're both paid for by the same people. Root cause. Root cause. I'm going to keep saying that. I'm going to keep doing that. Take it a step further. Because the same people that paid for Hillary would have, well, they didn't pay for Trump, but yeah, they're typically supported by the same people. It's ridiculous. Well, you knew Bush was going to lie about everything. He had too much money invested in it. No, I didn't say he contributed. I said he's never contributed anything to society. I think you're just mishearing me. He's been a freeloader his whole life. Politics doesn't count. Politics isn't contributing to society. If you're in politics, you're taking away from society. Bernie's never built anything. Oh, the Bushes were involved with big oil. Enough said. No, it's not, Kenshiro. Not when the work you do is a bigger drain on society than it is a contribution. Net gain. Net gain. Politicians don't work for people. I don't know where you got the idea that politicians work for people. Politicians work for politicians. Politicians work for the next election. It's been that way for a very long time. Every once in a while you'll come across an exception to that rule. But not very often. Yeah, people don't like that nationalism word. Well, because there's a big push for globalism right now. The EU is the first step in that process. So is Ikenshiro. And just because he was a mayor doesn't mean he contributed. 99% of the politicians right now are not contributors. They're detractors. They're paid for with tax dollars. They only work for things that will get them through the next election. How do I want to say this? It may seem like they're doing a good thing, but the purpose for them doing the good thing isn't a good purpose, which automatically negates the good thing. You know, the good deed is negated by the fact that they're doing it for selfish reasons. Most of them are, yeah. I won't go so far to say as all. There are some good ones, but they're in the vast minority. Again, I keep referring to Trey Gowdy because that's the only one I can think of right offhand. I mean, Chavez seems to be okay, but I don't know enough about him. But Trey Gowdy's the only one that's actually willing to go after these people in the limited capacity that he has, because there's only so much Congress can do. Congress can't prosecute. That's not their job. That's the judicial branch. But he is calling them out on the carpet. Yep. Yep. Those who don't learn from it are doomed to repeat it. Peppers, what's going on? What's it with you and lightsabers? Word. Backpack. Yeah, I gotta get my freaking Bard over there. As much as it grinds my gears. I hate Kunark. I hate Kunark on this server because it's such a pain in the ass to get there, and it's such a pain to do anything once you're there. You know, like selling stuff to vendors and banking and all these essential things that you have to do. Now let's get rid of these pelts since I can't find any backpacks. Actually, I can get them at the trainer, can I? I am 95% into level 6. I don't think I've leveled at all since last we were together. Someone sell me a backpack, damn it. Warriors Guild. That's where I'll go. They have them. I used to listen to Michael Savage all the time. Used to. There's our backpack. Wait, sell a small bag. Oh shit, that sucks. Always lock your level in. Always. Word to the wise. Always lock it in. Alright, he takes care of that. I know, that's why I came into town. The suspense. Yeah, Rand's alright. He's a little more willing to compromise than his father is. Which, of course, bites him in the ass more often than not. Okay. Okay, Kenshiro. That's fine. This is the measure of Bernie's character. I want socialism. I want everything for everybody. I want everybody to have an equal footing. Now I'm going to take $600,000 from the DNC and go buy a new house. That's all you need to know about Bernie Sanders right there in a nutshell. Okay? That's the level of his sincerity. That's the level of his commitment to the cause. No, it's more than that. I disagree with his character. He's a liar. You can't. everybody knows socialism doesn't work. Everybody knows. Everybody. This is no great mystery. It's been tried thousands of times in the world's history. It's never worked, not one time. Not one. He's pushing a socialist agenda in a democratic republic. He's trying to rearrange our system of government to suit his own needs. Not for anybody else, for his own. And his level of commitment to the cause only extends so far as him getting bought out. Okay, you can't trust somebody like that. Somebody like that has no integrity. Oh, that sucks, Word. That sucks. It's way more than that. And I did look into his background, and he has nothing really to point towards any qualifications whatsoever. He's not fit to lead. He wasn't fit to be a mayor, to be honest. Now what was I doing? Stop distracting me, damn it. I'm trying to get something done so I can go get my last 5%. Five. Okay, so I need 5 of these. I'm just kidding. Keep distracting me. It's alright. Alright, Peppers, you have fun. Sorry I missed your comment, if you're still here. If anything, I'm being kind to Bernie. Because I don't like talking too bad about people, except Hillary. She's fair game. And Obama. And his husband. I would have felt bad about Bernie getting railroaded by the DNC if it wasn't for the fact that he took the payout. Just the fact that he was willing to take the payout. Yeah, that's kind of the part that I'm looking forward to. Once it all collapses. Watching all these people struggle to survive afterwards, with no skills whatsoever, because they've never had to develop any. Wings? I don't eat wings. Where's the road pattern? Is there a thing you can do with... No, okay. I'm kind of trying to do all this from memory, so I don't remember what exactly it is I need. No. Okay. Well, you're right about them being beholden to people, but it's not the people that they're beholden to, Kenshiro. It's It's the people that put them into office. It's the people that fund them. It's the people that give them their money. That's who they're beholden to, and that's the wrong person to be beholden to. Which, again, shows the general lack of integrity amongst your average politician. How do you make a freaking robe? They only try to satisfy their constituents insofar as it garners them more votes. I'll do this to get more votes from my people. And 9 times out of 10, when they're doing that thing, they're doing it as cheaply and as ineffectively as possible, but they're creating the illusion of being a caring leader. And again, we view them as leaders now, and that we're not supposed to. We're supposed to view them as servants. They're supposed to be public servants. They're not supposed to be leaders. The president's not supposed to be the leader. He's supposed to be the public servant in the big chair. We got distracted somewhere in our past, and our views on politicians have gotten skewed as a result. I think I need a large tailoring kit to do what I wanted to do. Padding. What the hell am I going to do? 17, Blue Cow. 17. Yeah, and that's what it is. And they'll do these projects to create the illusion that they're doing well for their constituents, when in reality, they're not. And chances are they're probably getting some kind of kickback from it in the first place. It's probably like their brother-in-law's business or something like that that's doing the road construction, something like that. Depending on the level of politics we're talking about. And then they're worried about supporting their financial backers. They want to make sure that they push legislation through, because nobody reads legislation they push through. How many of you have read any legislation that's gone through Congress in the last month? We have no idea what they're doing up there. You can't tell by the titles of the bills because they're incredibly misleading. The Affordable Care Act. Don't sound too affordable to me. Most people can't afford it. The country definitely can't afford it. But in one stroke of the pen, 1/6 of the economy now under government control. Who benefits from that? Not me. Not you. I need coffee. It's getting dry. Where were we? I know, I know, I know. It's ridiculous. These deductibles have gone up. What was it? 215%, I think, on average, and premiums have gone up like 136% on average, or something like that. I don't know. I don't remember the exact numbers. The only thing that's gone up is people that are getting Medicaid, because people can't afford to buy insurance anymore. Yeah, there's a lot of good information there. It's a lot of dry reading. That's why people don't read it. Dispersing. I try to read as many as I can. Yeah, effective tobacco trade. That's how they pay for it. They tax your cigarettes. They tax your vices. Well, the JFK releases that Trump just signed off on. A lot of good dirt in there. A lot of good information about the seedy underbelly of our government. Nobody's going to hear about it. It's never going to get reported on by the news, and nobody's going to take the time to actually go through the documents. I'm still trying to work my way through them. It's a lot of information. Asset forfeitures. That's a good one. That's a good one. Florida has a good policy in place when it comes to road construction. Something I really agree with, and I think a lot of states could benefit from. Because they don't charge us in Florida. They typically don't have a local tax, municipality tax, or anything like that, and they don't have a state tax. It's only federal down there. Instead, when they need a public works project done that goes above and beyond their normal expenditures, they'll implement a half-cent sales tax and use that to fund like the new highway or whatever. And then once the highway's done, they take that half-cent back off, and everything else is paid for with sales tax. It's a good plan. It works. They don't have to charge local or state taxes. Can't do anything about federal, but. And their sales tax is only 6%. Yeah, asset forfeiture really pisses me off. You look like you're doing something shifty, so we're going to take all your money. But I'm not. I'm just driving down the road. I know, but you have $10,000. Yeah, I just withdrew it from the bank because I'm going to go make a down payment on a house. Only drug dealers carry that kind of money, or people buying houses. That's some of the abuse that's been going on in law enforcement lately. We had a discussion about law enforcement not too long ago. Some people had very strong opinions on law enforcement. But that's one of the abuses that's currently taking place. Let's go get that last 5%. No, I was in Tampa Bay. I mean, there's alligators everywhere in Florida, but no big ones. I wasn't near the Everglades or anything. Yeah. No, despite all his claims to the contrary, there's nothing Trump can do for the economy. Nothing. It's too far gone. Way too far in debt to ever recover from that. It's impossible. It's literally impossible. Literally. Yeah. But he may be able to slow it down a little bit. He's going to be appointing a new chairman of the Fed here shortly because Yellen's stepping down. But the mess he inherited. I mean, the Bushes didn't do us any favors. But then Obama came in and doubled down. Not on the Bushes, but on every preceding president. The only reason I disagree with you, Indy, is because he has as much of a vested interest in the economy of this country as everybody else does. Much more so than most of us. Because he is a billionaire. And because his company is based here in the United States. If our economy tanks, his fortune tanks with it. So it's in his best interest to fix shit. And that's the only reason why I disagree with you. If he was a standard run-of-the-mill politician, yeah, I wouldn't even argue with it. But he stands to lose a lot of money. A lot of money when the dollar collapses. Most of us will be inconvenienced by it. He'll be completely ruined by it. Him and the tens of thousands of people that work for his company. Oh, I know. Well, he signed off on all his holdings. He no longer has anything to do with any of his businesses. He signed off on all of that. Is he? Alright, I haven't done any digging into who's on deck. I just know Yellen's stepping down. Now, Trump can't do anything that directly affects his business, but he can do things that affect the economy in general. And by doing those things, he does improve the lifespan of his business. So, I guess in a sense. Not disagreeing with you, Dick. Just saying that the president's job is, well, he really shouldn't have anything to do with the economy anyhow, because he's typically the president's ill-equipped. I wish the entire Fed would step down. That's the pen stroke that I'm waiting for him shutting that down. But can't do it. Won't do it. Not willing to do it. Because we have nothing in place to back it up when they do shut it down. There are no more gold reserves. Even if there were, it wouldn't come even close to matching the amount of debt that we owe. So, but yeah, the only solution right now is let it collapse. Let it fall. It's the only way out of this. And then rebuild. China's going to be a bit upset about that because they're holding a lot of our debt. I don't want to be president. I don't want to be president. I'll take the Duterte route and just start throwing people out of helicopters. Oh, for a president. Sorry, misread that. No, 23 trillion. $23 trillion in debt is what we currently are. Last time I checked. 23 trillion. You tax every man, woman, and child in the United States at 100% of their income. Every corporation, everything. Maybe 10% of that. Maybe. And then we're left flat broke. Yeah. I'm just talking about our current debt, not our future debt. It is well beyond the point of no return. None whatsoever. And to think that there is ludicrous. So spend it while you got it. Don't set on it. Don't save it. Don't invest in the future. Because there ain't one. They may be able to string it out for another 10 years, but most economists agree by 2020, that's when it's going to start falling down. I'm no economist. Yeah, it's easy to make money, but the money that you're making is worth less and less on a daily basis. We use the Orita Crispers measuring stick. When the girlfriend and I first got together, you could buy a bag of Orita Crispers at the local grocery store for $2.79. And when they were on sale, you could get 2 for $4. Because I like Orita Crispers. Alright. Now they're $3.19. We've been together for 6 years. That's kind of our unofficial measuring stick. That would be fun. At least I'd enjoy the ride. Yeah. No, they don't. No, because it's that sense of entitlement that everybody has now. And no offense to you young folks. Yeah. Really, but you were raised in a world of entitlement, where you deserve things, and nobody deserves anything except for what you work for. I know I sound like an old codger when I say stuff like that, but you know, it's true. You can't take more out of a system than you put into it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I get a lot of people watching the stream that are at work. Pick up a broom. I've had so many employers tell me that. If you're standing around with nothing to do, find a broom. I can guarantee you something needs swept. When you get away from a production base in your economy, though, that mindset kind of settles in. And we've gotten away from manufacturing a great deal. Simply because you can't afford to manufacture in the United States anymore. Well, because so many economies are tied to the US dollar, Kenshiro. And, you know, if the United States fails, they fail. China's taken steps to alleviate some of that by forming their own trade union. Forming a union of a bunch of Asian countries, and I think Russia's taken part in it. Whatnot, getting away from the American dollar. People are afraid to leave the American dollar, the smaller countries specifically, because every time they do, they get blown up. Libya, prime example of that. They had oil, we wanted their oil, and Libya said, hey, we'll be more than happy to sell your oil, but we don't want the US dollar, we want gold. We want hard currency. The United States said, no, you gotta take the dollar, and he said, no, we don't. They weren't involved in the central banks either, Libya. They had their own national bank. They didn't participate in the central banking system. Neither does Syria. Neither does Iran. Starting to see those root causes they keep going on about. They refuse to knuckle under. They refuse to play ball. It's always worrying saying stuff like that, because then people start throwing tinfoil hats at you. But you know, the truth is the truth. Libya had a prospering economy. It was the most prosperous economy in on the continent, I believe, at the time. Oh, thanks. I wasn't even paying attention. Nobody was starving. Quality of life was very high. People were guaranteed an education. People were guaranteed a base level of living. If you wanted more than that, you had to work for it, of course, but guaranteed a base level of living. Everything was going well in Libya. The only problem was they had their own national bank and they wanted hard currency for their oil. So, boom. And then they used the pretext of the whole Lockerbie thing, and when Gaddafi was doing his thing to take over Libya. Now, I'm not trying to excuse his behavior regarding blowing up airplanes. It's generally a bad idea. But the good he did with that country after he took over is undeniable. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Yeah, very well loved. And he wasn't even in charge anymore. That's the messed up part. They blew him up. They murdered him and his family. And he wasn't even the president of the country anymore. He'd stepped down. If anything, he was like in an ambassadorial role. Yes. Well, one more level till 8 at least. New spells. He was a figurehead, but he had no power anymore, really. He was retired. That was another Hillary joint. She was Secretary of State when that happened. Interesting times coming. Yeah. Scary when you're a parent, because you know your kid's got to grow up in this world that's coming. The world that's coming. Not just the world that exists now, but the one that's coming. There's only so much you can do to protect them from it. The EU has agreed to start forming their own military. That was a recent development. I hope so. I hope so. That doesn't bode well for anybody. Yeah, they are. They are. They really are. A lot of people that aren't prepared for it because they're so dependent on the system, so deeply entrenched in the system, looking to government to solve their problems, looking to other people to solve their problems, looking for entitlements. And when it does fall apart, they're going to go down with it, and they're going to be ill prepared. It's like that Black Lives Matter meeting, when that guy was trying to talk some sense into people, and he got booed off the stage. Says, "You guys want this revolution? You guys want to take control? Not a one of you knows how to plant a crop. Not a one of you knows how to slaughter an animal. Not a one of you knows how to butcher a pig. And you want to take over the world." It will happen, India. It has to, because that's going to be their scapegoat to fix the economy. It's not going to work, but it'll buy them some more time, and that's all these wars are doing, is just buying them more time, because as long as they keep propping up the militaries, that gives people jobs. It creates the illusion of generating wealth, despite the fact that it's just taking wealth from people and redistributing it, because it's all paid for by tax dollars. It's not generating any wealth. It's not generating anything new. It's just adding to the debt. But it looks like they're making money. People are getting big paychecks, you know what I mean? And when you see those big paychecks, you think, wow, I'm making all kinds of money, but you're really not. I mean, yeah, you are personally, but that money is coming from a pool that doesn't exist. It's written from an empty bank account. It's a loan. And someday they gotta pay it back. That's what scares me about the EU forming, planning on developing a military. Because that's who we'll end up going to war with. It won't be Russia. It won't be China. It'll be Europe again. Oh. Thank God Britain's getting out. There you go. I'm gonna call it a night, folks. Fun chat, fun discussions. Oh my God, I love this stuff. Come back tomorrow. Bring more. Yeah, but I'm gonna wrap it up here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me, and see you tomorrow.